What is the perfect vehicle for the German Autobahn? Maybe the Audi RS6 Performance. We have it here in two different trims for you, in Mist Black, everything blacked out, here also the Audi rings, or the new Do Silver Matte, pretty spectacular matte color, right? We have it here in the rear. You can see the tail lamp signature, really textile alike. Audi has always followed this kind of like German Bauhaus design, whereas other went into the round directions. Then here we have it all blacked out as well. Here also with the black Audi rings. Performance exhaust here for the RS6. You can always see it when it is in black. And this vehicle also has the additional carbon fiber elements. And here this honeycomb style in the rear. The RS6 has a wider stance than a normal A6 model because of the wider wheel arches. And here from the exterior part, once again, everything really sinister already in the front. Lamps, LED or optional matrix LED with laser light. When you have the laser light, you also have these blue accentuations. The length at 5 meters or 197 inches. And here I picked 22-inch wheels in this almost golden style for you. I think really massive in combination with the black. 21-inch wheels would be standard. 22 then option here also for the RS6 Performance. Either you have the adaptive air suspension or the DRC. That is then a suspension that has 3 different prefixes you can select on the infotainment system. The air suspension will give you best comfort. The performance model also comes with the dynamic pack, and that includes, for example, the rear sports differential, and the rear axle steering steers then up to 5 degrees in the opposite direction than the front wheels. What is missing? The black one from the rear and the Do Silver one from the side and from the front. This is really a very unique color, isn't it? By the way, the top speed, 305 kilometers an hour or 190 miles per hour, but only if you have the Dynamic Package Plus. That also includes the carbon ceramic brakes, so that's another option. Yeah, I think that speed we don't even need in Germany. Turning indicators in the rear, here with the cascading effect. And in the front, it looks even more spectacular. Wow, this is awesome, isn't it? There haven't been so many all-new vehicles with Audi, and especially their electrification strategy is a little bit being delayed. We'll of course keep you updated on our channel with the all-new electric vehicles by Audi. But while we are waiting for the all-new EVs, they are making, for example, some special editions, like here the RS6 Performance. Ta-da! 4-liter V8 bi-turbo. And now the main thing about this performance model upgrade. So when you pick the RS6 versus the RS6 Performance, you get not only 600 horsepower, but 630 horsepower. And you move from 800 Newton meters of torque to 850. And the acceleration figure to 1 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour goes from 3.6 down to 3.4 seconds. By the way, is there the same engine underneath the black vehicle? Yes, of course. Yeah, just to have a look at that, how it looks like in contrast. As for the fuel economy, by the way, when you go cruise control motorway, like 1 kilometers an hour, 120 kilometers an hour, 60, 75 miles per hour, then you can score some decent figure around 10 liters on 1 kilometers, 23 mpg US, 28 mpg UK. Of course, when you use all that power, then it will go up with the liters figures, but down with the mpg. Car key with RS badge and door closing sound. That's nice, and I love the sound of a matte paint on the exterior. And it, by the way, cleans itself very well when it's raining. That's also cool about matte paints. Just when you have scratches, you cannot polish them. That's the downside. Then inside of the doors, we have the microfiber use here. It's also soft plush at the back part, for example. Then we have here these carbon fiber insets. It's not painted on top, so you can really feel it actually. And my favorite is the microfiber steering wheel. I just love the grip, and it's, warm in wintertime and cold in summertime. And then you have these sports seats. These are here in animal skin, and you have different color packages here. You can also get microfiber here for the RS6, at least in Europe. And here, a different design pack. In this case, all the contrast stitches are in red. Yeah, that's what you always have to do here with so many screens and also these high gloss areas. So a lot of high gloss black. I don't like that much. So many fingerprints and the dust and so on. But this screen split here is actually quite cool with the infotainment system on top and the climate unit in the lower part. It's easy to control, although I always prefer the physical buttons like here for the volume one, you still have one. Then you have the cup holders here. They are also adaptive. Oh, sound. Then microfiber covering for this armrest. Underneath, USB-C chargers, also inductive charging pad. And the seat comfort itself is actually quite decent. With the microfiber, it's a little bit cozier, I feel, also. And then here, headroom with 189 or 602, enough left. Here we also have the microfiber sealing from the inside. I also appreciate here the manual volume jog at the steering wheel, and on the left side here for the instruments, RS button with nice clicking sound. You can easily activate the RS modes, which you can individualize, for example, here, and then it also changes the styling, and you can also change the whole styling of the instruments here, Audi Virtual Cockpit. Then you, for example, switch to RS Sport and you more have this round gauge, or you can go for the RS Performance, and if you are going to these RS modes, then you have this runway thing, you know, like drag strip alike. And also for the head-up display, you have this racy view. Rear doors with microfiber inserts as well, and the comfort here is actually pretty decent. Also the headroom, no problem for tall adults. Legroom as well. Yes, the platform doesn't give you the best dimension from exterior length to interior space. That's more than enough. Huge middle tunnel. There you have a climate unit. It is also hashtag capacitive BS. However, it has some clicking fake thing that almost sounds like you would click something you could turn. And now I'll take my Darksaber to measure the trunk here. Electric hatch, of course. Well, the Darksaber didn't hold for too long, right? Here in the length, 115 meters or 45 inches. And the width is a little bit more than a meter or 40 inches. Very well usable. That's the thing about the RS6. It is basically a race car on the Autobahn, at the same time a versatile family estate. And while we're here in Spain, like outside of Girona, so in Catalonia region, to show you these vehicles with summer tires and these beautiful, you know, golden like 22-inch wheels, I had to just take this chance and also to produce the video here in a nice environment, so on great scenery. Driving this one has to be on a German Autobahn. So I would say, let's go. All right, German Autobahn, and the good thing is I don't have to work around in the drive select below here. I just press the RS button. There we go. Need a little bit more push. And then I'm automatically in the RS mode. Everything is set. Let's go. Did I just say that? Sorry about that. That was already 120. Woo! Yeah, I mean, you have this note there. And here in the performance version, instead of 3.6, 3.4 seconds in the acceleration from 0 to 1 kilometers an hour, 0 to 62 miles an hour. 850 Newton meters of torque instead of 800 Newton meters. 630 horsepower instead of 600 horsepower. So there is this little notch more you feel there in the push in this RS6 performance version. It's not that it would be a completely different vehicle, but this little notch you have more, by the way, talking about little notch, maybe see here this blue design package in this different vehicle we have here, 2,900 euros for this carbon fiber blue stitching and the blue seat belts and so on, and the blue contour stitches on the inside of the steering wheel. Yeah, that's what you can do then if you want to spend a little bit more money. And that was like 100 to 160 kilometers an hour, just instantly, and you feel that the Lia meter is going all the way to the top. Yeah, that's I love that. That's nice. Yeah, that's my favorite part of the video. Definitely. Wow. Alcantara steering wheel, or Dynamica microfiber. In this case, Dynamica is a different company. So microfiber steering wheel, also giving me the best control and grip. And I have said it here that in the RS1 mode, everything is set to the sporty mode except for the ESC. One more press, RS2 mode, then the ESC is also at sport. What I would not recommend here on public roads, and especially not when it's a little bit wet here. But actually you saw that the acceleration, not I would recommend you to repeat it at home, but Here the all-wheel drive system gets the power to the ground so well. 40-60 is the usual distribution, 40% in the front, 60% in the rear. Up to 85% in the rear is possible actually with that all-wheel system. It's like a standard quattro all-wheel drive and a little bit flexible, but you always have a clear rear wheel bias, but still hooking up so well. And even though it's kind of loud outside as for the noise, you know, with the water and so on, it's still such a relaxing ride when you have not set the RS mode. This is just the perfect Autobahn vehicle. You know, it gives you so much confidence, such a great stance on the road. That's amazing. And we'll soon switch the motorway and also do like a really nice corner then for that. And just being in the comfort mode, comfort suspension mode, look at that. Like a lane change is so effortless and there's so much fun. There's so much precision from the steering. You exactly know what you're doing here. Every small movement in the steering is transported to the road. At the same time, it's comfortable enough. At lower speed, the rear axle steering here plays a big role. So it has a relatively narrow turning circle, although it's a large vehicle and such a sporty one. I just love driving this one. It is to me one of the best Autobahn vehicles, definitely. Of course, I would also like to have the microfiber seats. That would give you a little bit both more comfort and sportiness at the same time. Not equipped with this very vehicle. You've maybe seen it here on the front hood. This is a third vehicle we have, like the third different RS6 in that video. This one here is Floret Silver. Also a very striking color for this vehicle. And what is this meaning? Yeah, wasn't probably quite sure if to go right or left, but we'll stay here and now switch. By the way, if you want to use assistance systems, no problem at all. Here's separate store column on the steering wheel, and this one is also equipped with active lane keeping assist, and you can easily activate or deactivate it here with a press just with the left index finger, and that's it. And the assistance systems are really flawless, and the user interface is still so easy. You know, even though I control the temperature here on the screen, it's relatively easy. Now going back to the RS mode, yeah, I think the first time I didn't press it hard enough, although it did a clicking sound. And then here, switching the motorway, of course, I'm a little bit careful with that road here, but still hooking up so well. Wow, this effortless acceleration out of the corner. It really feels like nothing, and we're doing this corner here with 80 kilometers an hour, and it felt like you were standing still almost, you know. So awesome. You feel this flawlessness and this smoothness at the same time. And now we're doing the next acceleration on the motorway, a little bit careful and exiting the corner, going straight. And then let's see, no one is there, and we can hammer it once again. There we go. Holy moly. And that's 180 kilometers an hour. Wow. That's just awesome. I had to cancel that for safety reason. Let's see it further, but wow. And I mean, look at these conditions outside, and this vehicle is still performing that well. Most important thing here when going high speed on the Autobahn is always keep enough distance. There are always some jerks who think like, oh, this guy is going slower, so I'll overtake him on the right, which is not allowed in Germany, and then cross again into the safety distance. You know, but yeah, you just have to ignore that and still keep your distance, because, as I said, going fast, the most important thing is keep a lot of distance, because there can always be something, you know, even if you're doing everything right, something unexpected can happen at any time. So this is the most important thing here when going fast. And I actually feel that going quite fast, but then, you know, constant and with enough distance is, to me, often safer actually than going a little bit slower and constantly changing, like overtaking, back again. Because when changing lanes, this is usually like two things that are, you know, most dangerous here. Changing lanes all the time and not keeping enough distance. These are like two main risk factors. This, like, you know, this shit is going all the time. I'm keeping the distance, people are not driving that fast, then you think, oh, I'm overtaking on the right, and then you know, crossing maybe just to the left and so on. Yeah, but can't do anything about that. Only just hit the throttle when you have the freeway again. And even if you just slightly accelerate, you don't even feel the speed, because this vehicle gives you so much confidence, you know. And being this estate style, does it feel a big difference to the RS7? They're more or less driving the same and in the very same awesome way. It's just that you have a little bit more practicality here. So now also brake control, really nice, reducing to 120, really nice. Wow. I can just say the number one word for this car is absolutely effortless. Effortless is the word for this vehicle here on the German Autobahn. Now exiting here, or switching again to another Autobahn number. This is also a very awesome corner. Again, I'm paying attention to the road conditions today, so I'm not racing it that much, but I mean, I'm saying that and it's still going so quick because it's giving me so much confidence. Of course, laws of physics at some point still apply, so we have to be careful with the street conditions, but wow, beautiful. Oh, you know, this slight growling there from that V8 engine, 4-liter V8 bi-turbo. Then here out of the corner once again. So what I usually even more like is not flooring it all the way out, but just this, you know, using it maybe even at low RPM and then just slightly growling out of the corner. That is also something that really spices up everyday Autobahn life. Now you should check out the Audi RS7. Did a special episode on that. Or maybe, what about another power estate, the BMW M3 Touring?